Hello, I'm Mark Schoeff Jr., a senior reporter for Investment News. This week's cover story is about tax proposals President Joe Biden included in his American Families Plan to fund the $1.8 trillion package. The president proposed raising the highest individual rate to 39.6% for people making more than $400,000 and boosting the capital gains tax to that rate, plus a Medicare surcharge for people earning more than $1 million annually. He also would end the step-up basis for inherited assets. We're joined today by Nicole Wirick, president of Prosperity Wealth Strategies. Nicole, thank you for your time.
Mark, thank you for having me here today.
To what extent are the potential Biden tax increases a topic of discussion in your client meetings?
Taxes are always top of mind for my clients, and anytime there's any proposed change to the tax bill, it seems to be a topic that everyone wants to talk about. So we are having significant discussions surrounding taxes as it relates to individual personal tax, as well as it relates to legacy planning goals.
Right, and what are some of the strategies you're recommending? What are the top couple that you always seem to go back to in these discussions?
There are several strategies out there, but I think the first step in a client conversation is to determine, will this proposed legislation have the potential to affect the client? So that's sort of step one. And then from there, we take a look at how the client will be affected. So there's several components to tax. There's the personal income tax component, as you mentioned, the capital gains tax component, as well as the estate or legacy transfer area. So for those with income that is higher than $400,000, we really want to look to accelerating income in lower tax years. So assuming that any proposal might be passed, and of course the proposal does have to go through Congress, it hasn't been enacted into law yet, but assuming that happens, and also assuming that it's enacted moving forward for January 2022, we have the potential for a high income earner that 2021 is going to be a lower tax year. So we really want to look at accelerating any income possible into that tax year of 2021. It can be done through a variety of sources, and one that I've been talking with many clients is taking a look at a Roth conversion. Additionally, from a capital gains perspective, we can also look at capital gains harvesting into 2021 as well for those Americans who are above that $1 million income threshold. So a lot of planning opportunities are available for folks that might be impacted.
You just mentioned it yourself, and this is something that sort of hangs over the whole situation, and that is we have no idea of what's going to happen to these proposals in the legislative process. Democrats have narrow majorities in the House and Senate. Even if they use a process in the Senate that avoids a Republican filibuster, all Senate Democrats would have to stay on board with the tax increases. There's a lot of uncertainty. How far can you go, not only in planning, but also in executing, when there's a chance that Mr. Biden may not get anything near what he wants?
That's a very good point, Mark. We don't know. No one has a crystal ball, and we don't know what the future will hold. However, these decisions shouldn't be made in a vacuum. The conversation should start today because the possibility is out there, and it really needs to be a conversation with multiple participants. An individual, their financial planner, their CPA, estate planning attorney, and anyone else who really needs to have a seat at that table to begin talking about what if. What if this happens, so that a client isn't caught flat-footed at the 11th hour trying to scramble to put a strategy into place. So I do believe now is the time to start having the conversation and to start that collaboration.
Great. Well, Nicole, thank you for your insight, and good luck in those planning conversations with your clients as the activity heats up here in Washington.
Thank you, Mark. It's always a pleasure to be with you.